Hi, welcome to the doubt clarification section. So, while going through the course, you got a doubt or you got questions to be asked, question to be answered, which you got when we are going to the course. So, just pause the course video, the lecture video, write down your questions, your doubt on a notepad or on a piece of paper and post your questions on the course discussion board just like this. You can find on the right side of the course area, and then I will be there to answer all your questions within a day time. So I answer all the questions within a day time, and sometimes and most of the times I answer within just 4 hours. So I'll be answering then and there. So ask your raise your hands, ask as many questions as you can ask. So see you in the course and ask. Hi, welcome to the. Hi guys, welcome back. So in this lecture, I'm going to discuss about the natural operator, which we use for sorting the documents in a natural order. So what is natural order? Natural order means the way we insert the document in a MongoDB collection, it will return in the same way. So when you insert like id student name 123, it will return in the same order 123. But this is not the this is the natural order but not the insertion order. We have There is a slightly different between the insertion order and the natural order. Natural order means in the way document stores internally in the MongoDB. So naturally means when you insert document like 123, it will return 123. When you update any document, then it will return the updated document at last. So that's how MongoDB stores data internally. So updated document will go at last when you sort with a natural order. So that is, it's not the insertion order, it's just, you can say, the update order. So the way documents are getting updated, it will return in that order. So the last updated document will be at last, and that's the thing. So I'll be showing this with an example. Why I'm taking this topic now, because we have discussed the natural order much earlier, but we have discussion here. So one of our fellow learner, Muhammad, has asked this question like natural order means the original order of insertion. So there is a slightly different. It's not the original order insertion order, it's just the way you update, the way it will return. So most updated document will be coming at last when you search with the sort with the natural order. So let's do one hands-on with that. So this is our MongoDB. So we are using class info for this course, class info DB. So I'll switch to that, and what I'll do, I'll try to insert create a collection. uh, I'll name it learners. Okay, dot, and I'll try to insert something, insert, and what I'll insert id, sorry, underscore id colon, I'll give 1, and then I'll insert name as Sunil, and insert. So I have inserted one document. Now I'll change this to 2, id 2. I'll give a name Muhammad, for 2, and then I'll insert one more for 3, id 3. I'll give it a name something John. Okay, so now I have inserted 3 documents. Let's query this. So learners dot find dot sort, and then insert will give dollar natural colon 1. See here, it is giving the result in the way we have inserted the document. The first ID1, ID2, ID3. So it is maintaining the insertion order because we have not done any update. So let's do an update on this. So what I'll do, I'll write update, and in this, okay, I want to update the ID1, and I want to, okay, I want to update ID. So I'll give ID colon 1. So this, and then I'll put dollar set, and I'll be updating last name. I'll give last name as, for my name is Gupta. So I'll update this. Something wrong. Okay, I have given semicolon here. It should be a colon, and I'll hit enter. See here, it has been modified. So now I'll again do the sorting with natural order 1. So let's see here, now it's showing 2, 3 and 1, the one which we have updated, this document we have updated, so it is coming at last. So when you sort with the natural order, it's not the insertion, it's the natural order. Natural order means the way you update the document. If you have inserted and not updated, it will return with insertion order. If you update any document, then it will follow the update order. So that is the difference, and I hope this resolve the Muhammad's questions also. So see you in the next lecture. Hi guys, welcome to the doubt clarifications session. So in this lecture, I'm going to uh, discuss about a questions which has been asked by one of our fellow learner, and Mehmet Adin. So Mehmet has asked the questions like explain method do not return execution states. So in lecture 23 here, here I was showing about the indexes, and then I have used the explain methods to show the execution states, how many object it is scanning. So when you use index, it will scan less number of object, and if you don't scan use indexes, it will scan all the object. So when you use explain method, it will return the execution stats, like how many objects it's going, what is the cursor, what are the cursors being used. So it will give you some stats. But what problem Mehmet faced when he used explain, he said that instead of returning execution stats such as the cursor, ENS scanned object, it just returned the query planner pointer. So he asked, is there any way to exist to get the execution stats? So in this lecture, I'm going to show the demo how we can do that. I have replied to him through the message, but here I promised him that I will be doing a lecture to show this. So let's do that. So execution stat, to get the execution stat, we use explain method. But explain method sometime depending on the kind of server MongoDB versions you use. Sometimes if you stay use the explain method flat without anything, it may not return you the desired result, desired execution states. So why is that problem is happening? So that's what we are going to discuss in this. So execution method takes three parameters, and the first one is query planner, this one, and then execution stats and all plan execution. So these are the three parameters we can pass to this explain method. And apart from these two, we can also pass through true or false, the boolean value true or false as well. So true will be, by default it will be true, and if you use false, it will be a flat, like a without any parameter what result you will get. If you use false, you will get the same result. And when you use true, you will get the result what you get with the query planner. So by default, query planner is the parameter. So these are the three parameter we can use depending on the our requirement. So like Mehmet, he was looking for the execution stats, so he can use the execution stats parameter in this explain method to get the desired result. So let's see how he can do that. So for that, I have started the MongoDB server. So I'll just connect to our database. We are using class info database here, and I'll just see which collection we are using. Sorry, I have used the huge class info, and I'll use so collection. So this is the collection which we are using, which is student info collection. So I'll use db dot students info collection dot find dot. See here, for me it is giving me the these are the stats like number of objects scanned, ns scan, ns object, all plans 3, all this. But if I pass the parameter execution stats, what will happen? See here, I'm getting much more detailed result from this explain method when I'm passing execution stats. See here, earlier I was getting only this, now I'm getting all plans, cursor, basic, is multi-key, ns object, false. So based on the requirement what the server which has been used, the filters set, false, stats, so all these things, if you need, you can go with the execution stats to get the much more detailed result. And we can use query planner as well. See, query planner will give more or less same result, and in the same way we can use see here, we will be getting the much more detailed result or execution stats if we use any of these three parameters in the explain method. We can also use true or false. So let's see. True. See here, we are getting more or less same result when we are using true, and if I use false, I'll get the less stats. So see here, if you use without false, you'll get the same result. So this is how you can use the explain method with the these three parameters. So this is how, if you are not getting a desired execution states when you are using explain method, you can try with these three options and these three parameters, and you will be getting your desired execution stats. So this is it, and so see you in the next lecture. Hi, welcome back. This is Sunil, and we are in the doubt clarification section. So today we have a very interesting question from Gaurav Mittal. So Gaurav has asked a question about aggregation, and he wants us to do some group by using the some mathematical calculation. So he has a JSON document. So he is having this JSON document which is having two things, name and prod. So for prod he is having two entries, A and B. For A he is having some quantity, for B he is having some quantity, and he is having for X and Y. So what he want us to get the sum of product group by name. So we will be grouping by name. So for X he want total product, so A plus B 100, and for Y A plus B 25 plus 75 100. So he want us to group by name and get the sum of product. So let's see how we can achieve this. So while discussing here in this course about aggregation, I have explained about aggregate method, distinct count. So I have not explained about the group. So here I'll explain how we can achieve this thing using group. So, and this we can't achieve by simply using group, we have to use the map reduce function. So I'll explain map reduce in a different section. In some time I'll add that section and I'll explain how map reduce works in MongoDB in great detail. But for now I'll explain this doubt of Gaurav with a simple example. In this I'll use a reduce function. So it is not difficult to understand. I'll explain that, don't worry. And for the map reduce I'll add a different section, and there I'll explain about map reduce in MongoDB. So let's get started to get this solution. So I have MongoDB server up and running, so I'll try to connect to the Mongo shell, and now I've connected. I'll create a test DB, and what I do, I'll create the document which Gaurav has provided. So I'll create a collection, I'll call it test DB, and I'll insert the data, the document which Gaurav has provided. So Gaurav has given us a document where, he is having name. For name he is having X, and he is having prod for product, and for product he is having, for A he is having 43, I guess. So let's verify that. 53 and 47. So for A he is having 53, and for B he is having 47. So sum will be 100. So I'll insert this first. Okay, it is saying it is already existing because I have tried. So let me drop this. Let me create a different I'll test database, and I'll try to insert this. Okay, so now I have inserted correctly. Now I'll insert for Y. For Y is having 25 and 75. Okay, so I'll insert for Y as well. Now I'll query db.find.pretty. So now we have the document which Gaurav has provided, name X and product A and B, for name Y, product A and B. So now we want to group by name and provide the total sum of the products. So for that we have to use the group method, group function of MongoDB, and then in group we'll be using key and reduce function. So let's see how we can do that. So I'll use test DB dot group. Okay, and this group I'll be using key, and for key what I'll give name. So we want to group by name, so I'll give name :1, so that it will be grouped in ascending order. So let me scroll little up. Okay, so now we have given key name :1, so group by name, and then here we have to use the reduce function. So reduce function, this way we can write a reduce function, and reduce function will take two variable, cur and result. Okay, so I'll be writing this function, and what will be there in this function, we will be performing the mathematical calculation for A and B, which is here for prod A and B. So let's do that. So what I'll be doing, I'll be creating a variable total. In that I'll be storing this value. So total and plus equal to cur dot, what we want to add, this prod dot A and prod dot B. So prod dot A plus prod dot B. Okay, so now we have this function written. Okay, So I'll add a semicolon here, and I have to give the initial value for the total. So for initial value of total will be 0. Okay, so now let's run this and then I'll explain again. Okay, so here I'm using cur.prod a, so I have to use cur.prod b. Okay, so that I forgot. See here, now we are getting the required result. So see here, we have grouped by name x and total we are getting 100. For y we are getting total 100. See here, so what we have done, we have grouped by name, so we are getting the result by name x and name y. And here with the use of reduce function, we are adding cur.prod a plus cur.prod b, so it is adding the each product. So for y, a plus b is 125 plus 7500, and for x 53 plus 4700, so it is giving total products 100. So this way we can write a reduce function in MongoDB while grouping up the data. So I hope this is the answer, the correct answer for the Gaurav's answer. Gaurav, if you have any doubt, you can ask further questions. So I hope I understood your questions correctly and this is what you wanted. So see you in the next lecture.